It's that time of year when South Delta Secondary stages their annual theater production. This year, the Equinox Theater is going to be filled with the sound of music.
Folks in a town that was quite rainbow, hurley, yodelay, yodeling, hee-hoo, lusting clear from the goat herds, hurley, yodelay, yodelay.
The story of the Von Trapp family is probably one of the most loved musicals written by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Now you can see it at South Delta Secondary's Equinox Theater. Delta Magazine dropped in on a rehearsal, and I asked acting teacher Paige why she keeps producing challenging productions year after year.
I think they might be addictive in that the bringing together of so many different people and the working together of so many different groups. It's a real high because you get all this creative energy coming together, whether it be from a technical point of view, which is very creative, or even a box office and how you're going to market something and get the word out there. It's just a really exciting thing to do. And bottom line is, kids thrive in it, and you see a lot of student ownership. So it gives, as a teacher, it gives me a lot of joy to think that they're getting such satisfaction out of doing something real,
And these are all drama students that are basically ranging in age from grade 8 to grade 12.
Yeah. And I think that's a really unique aspect of what happens in theater. A lot of times in classrooms, we see kids that are, you're all in grade 8 or you're all in grade 9. But here in the theater, you get, 13-year-olds working with 18-year-olds, kids that have been in the theater for 5 years and kids that are on stage for the first time. And the older ones are mentoring the younger ones. And that is a phenomenal way to learn because you're just passing on knowledge and you're helping you're mentoring. And so, that for me is a wonderful aspect of what we get to do here.
Now, what a pleasure to be doing The Sound of Music. Was that something that you chose?
Oh, it was just like a natural fit with the group of kids that we had. And every person you talk to when you say, oh, we're doing Sound of Music, they light up and they say, oh, I love that. I love, I went on the tour in Austria and people love it. So, and that's when you work this hard on something, what you want is an audience. You want to do something that pleases your community.
Now you've got, of course, it's a huge family, so you've got to fill all the roles for the younger kids. How did you fill the parts for the kids that were younger than grade 8?
Well, we have 2 little girls playing Gretel, and one of which is actually my daughter, Avery Hansen, who goes to Holly. And then we have another little girl by the name of Audrey Haybros, who goes to Point Roberts Primary, which is neat too because, I was just talking to someone else saying that when we put on Our Town last year, all those American flags came from all the theater patrons down in Point Roberts that come up and participate and lend us stuff. And so it is fun because our community does extend beyond the border. So it's kind of fun to have a little one from their primary school too. So.
Well, it's such a joint effort. You've got the acting students, and you've also got live music as well. Tell me about the orchestra.
Yeah, we've got a wonderful band teacher by the name of Trevor Spilchin, and he's leading a group of, I think, around maybe 8 or 9 kids, and they're wonderful. It's a smaller band than we normally have, but it's producing a big sound and a beautiful sound, and the marriage between the actors and the band is something that is really magical to watch. Those first couple rehearsals where what they've been working on separately and you've been working on separately comes together. It's really neat.
Now, what about the sets? That's also a big project.
Yeah, we've got a stagecraft class that also meets and has met every day, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday after school since probably early October. And they work on every technical aspect from the ticket booth to props to lightings to set, and they are all led by a wonderful volunteer who's been with us since we did Grease a couple years back, Ron Yoshida. The kids call him Yo. And Ron is an amazing guy. I chicken scratch out a set design, and he walks away, and poof, you have a set. And the kids adore him, and he's a wonderful, wonderful person in what he gives to our school community.
Now, costumes, another big challenge.
Yeah, again, we have this neat team that has been with us for 7 years now. Julie White, a former elementary school teacher, librarian, and she's been with us since the very beginning, Les Mis. And she has put together this incredible costume pageant on stage, and the costumes really add in the color. They add in this. I mean, you can think, oh, maybe there's not enough on set, and then you bring this extra layer of artwork on. And she's working with Christy Schofield, who is a teacher on staff. So Christy and Julie, and then we've got kids in stagecraft that are helping do costumes too.
Now, one last question, and that's about the role of Maria. I mean, everybody loves Julie Andrews in that role, and challenging. Tell me a little bit about Maria.
Well, Kenzie Peters, who plays Maria, has truly made it her own. One of the joys for me is my office is right in the theater, and every lunch hour since late September, early October, I had the pleasure of listening to this young lady who's in grade 12 come in and practice every lunch hour after school when we didn't have rehearsals, and she just has embodied the joyful exuberance that Maria Von Trapp that's written in the role for her and that Julie Andrews had, and she's really made the role her own. And I get to be almost like a proud mama. I just get like, no, she's so good. All the kids are. They're wonderful.
The Sound of Music opens February 21st and runs until the 25th. But you better get your tickets soon. Both matinees have already sold out. Contact the school box office for tickets. Stacy Kohler is a special